Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skyazrael.com. Let's get into today's topic. Let's talk about networking. It's all about who you know in this world. A large part of success is about who you know. And some people who don't network properly get frustrated at this. They see others get opportunities that they wouldn't get. See, let's dispel a myth right here, and some of you aren't going to like this. Some of you extra righteous people that live in a fantasy world of the way things are supposed to be, you're not going to like what I'm about to say. It's not always about how talented you are. It's not always about your merit, about how good you are. People aren't always picking who's best for the job. I hate to tell you this. So if you're going on merit alone, I'm the best one there is and I should be picked, you may not be picked. A lot of success has to do with the relationships you build in this life. You build with the relationships you build with others, right? And it's about who you know. Musicians know this, actors know this, entertainment industry people know this. They know it. Because you could be in the best goddamn rock band that's ever lived, and each one of the people in your band could be the best musician, not just in your town, but anywhere. Those bands have existed. Those bands are all over Los Angeles. Are you kidding me? Every motherfucker who was like the best guitar player or the coolest rock and roll singer from whatever town you live in, oh, he left your town. He left your town and he moved to LA to try to become famous. And not everybody makes it. I forget the statistic, 1% or less make it. Why? Is it the best bands that make it? No, turn on the radio. Lots of them don't. How did this motherfucker get a deal and how did that one not get a deal? How are these guys playing bars for 20 years? They're one of the best bands that's ever lived and they've never made a CD or been signed or had it break. Nobody cares about them. Why does that happen? If we lived in a meritocracy like we're told, where what you do is what matters, how good you are is what matters, how smart you are, how well you perform is what matters, then why don't those people become the most successful all the time? Because of this rule. People have to learn it. It's about who you know. Very often, and I've seen this, bands that aren't so talented will get their demo on the right desk because their dad happened to be a lawyer over at Capitol Records. Right? So you can cross your arms and be like, well, daddy's boy. Hey, whatever. The motherfucker got a deal and you didn't. It's all about who you know. You don't like it? Go meet some people. I make handlebars. I mean, I've been building bikes for a long time, and we have a custom motorcycle shop, Sinister City Motorcycles, been in a lot of magazines and whatever. But I make motorcycle handlebars. I'm not the only one who makes motorcycle handlebars. Jesus Christ, it's a competitive market. I learned that as soon as I started getting into it. I am not the only one who thought this idea up, apparently. Lots of guys went out and bought the same equipment I did and are doing the exact same shit I'm doing. But why did I get a deal with Harley Davidson and the next guy didn't? There may be another guy in this town making handlebars, I don't know. I mean, I doubt it. I think I'm the only one in Daytona that makes handlebars, but there may be, who knows. Why didn't the other guy get a deal at Harley Davidson? Well, I've known the owners of Harley Davidson, the Rossmeyer family. I've known them for 20 years. So when I walked into the Harley Davidson dealership and pitched this idea one day, 7 or 8 years ago, and said, hey, why don't I start selling handlebars to you guys? I fabricate them in my shop. Let's cut a deal. And I pitched it. I just walked in off the street and pitched the idea. We signed contracts and shook hands. All it took was that. That was it. Just walked in off the street and signed a deal with Harley Davidson and walked out, patting myself on the back. There we go. Got a huge account. How does that happen? Because I'm the best? I don't know if I'm the best. But I do know the Rossmeyer family, and I'm not trying to belittle what I do. I feel like that I'm as good as they come. I'm a master bender. I can bend metal by hand as good as anybody on the planet Earth. I say that in all confidence. It's all about who you know. I got that deal not because they sat there and inspected my bars. I got the deal without, they didn't even see a set. I just walked in, pitched the idea, we shook hands, signed contracts. I didn't even have to go and show them. You think I'd have to show them some bars, and then they'd show it around to the management, and this would get passed up to all these other places, and then finally a week later they'd say, well, we've had all these board meetings and we've decided. They did it sight unseen. How does that happen? Because they know me. If I'm going to hire, let me not say the word hire. If I'm going to bring in an apprentice, which I'm not interested in, so don't bother emailing me. God, I used to get, not anymore, I used to get flooded with that shit. People wanting to be apprentice to me. I don't do it for people I don't know. You're not gonna get to hang out at the shop if I don't know you. Why? Because I don't want to be around people I don't know. It's as simple as that. You say it's discrimination, I don't care how good you are. I don't care who you are. I will give a person a chance that knows nothing about motorcycles over a person that knows everything about motorcycles, just because I know that motherfucker. I don't care what you say, right? I mean, it's just about friendship. I would gladly help one of my friend's sons over just some random person who's come in and is just like, man, I've always wanted to learn how to build bikes, and I went to the motorcycle college over there in Orlando, and can I hang out here and during business hours and just try to learn some stuff? Well, I've had plenty of people ask that. Nope. But if I know you, that's a different story. So maybe you can all roll your eyes and be like, well, you're a jerk then. You're one of them. You're one of those jerks. This is how life works, motherfucker. This is how life works. Now, you don't build a network out of nothing. It doesn't just happen overnight. You have to be a nice person. You have to be outgoing. You have to be charismatic. You have to lighten up, and you may want to go take an acting class. Learn how to have facial expressions and body posture of openness and greeting. So some people, when I meet them, especially in the biker world, but it could be in other industries too, I've noticed this in other industries as well, where a lot of men, they don't really seem happy to see you. And it's important when you're networking to be happy to see somebody. When I walk into Harley Davidson to talk to the parts manager, to talk to the owner, Shelly and her brother, I don't just come in there with my little badass attitude, which I'm in much of the time. I may have to put on that fake Ned Flanders attitude. And sure, I'm going through drama. I'm having a bad day. But now I'm getting ready to walk through the doors of a very important contact. And I'm not going in there to ask anything today. I'm just going in there to groom this contact, to stay in touch with them, and to make sure that I'm still in everybody's mind as someone they like. Because when business happens, when it's time to make business decisions, people think about who they like. When the boardroom is sitting around thinking about a project and they're like, well, we want to build this new bike. Who can we get to build this new bike for us? We have this idea. All of a sudden, Sky comes up. I'll walk through those doors happy. Every time I see these motherfuckers, handshakes, I go up to people, I'm super polite, friendly. How's the family? How you doing? I see the sales manager. I'm not there to buy bikes. I give the sales manager a hug because the sales manager is going to try to upgrade the customer on a product. I'm not using him. He's a friend of mine. I like the guy, and I've known him for 20 years. And when he sells a bike, he thinks of all his friends. Who can I help out? I know that guy down in Kissimmee who's making exhaust. Let's maybe upgrade the customer on some exhaust, and I'll help out my homeboy down in Kissimmee. I know Sky, who makes handlebars up here. I'm going to help these guys out. And it's just a simple question to the customer. The customer could say no, but if they say yes, well, he feels good. He's helped out. I may even kick down a little bit of a commission, which I've done with my buddy Tony. He sold 5 or 6 bikes for me by just sending an email. I sent out an email blindly to a bunch of my friends of 6 Triumphs. It was 5 Triumphs that I was selling all at once. Selling them separately, but put them all on the same flyer. He sent that email to a friend of his friend of his sent it to somebody in Texas. Next thing you know, the guys in Texas bought all 5 bikes, wrote me a check. That was it. We shipped all 5. One customer got my asking price, done deal. It was just simply because I knew the right people. People are willing to help out people that they know and that they like. And it's a rule. So make an active effort to build your network and to meet people, random people. You never know who's going to be who. I've been thinking about buying a new car. I just met the sales manager at Mercedes. I'm not interested in Mercedes, but this guy is connected into the car scene like you would not believe. He's a car guru. This guy is way the fuck into cars. I didn't know. I was at the gym the other day, just at the water fountain, talked with this big guy. He's like, I'm Big Al. It's funny when people call themselves that. I shook his hand. Turns out Big Al has 250 motorcycles. He's been involved in the vintage motorcycle scene for 35, 40 years. He's great personal friends with a bunch of NASCAR drivers, and Big Al is a great connection. Me and Big Al have become friends. He's a really interesting guy. You never know where that could lead. Build your network, and you will find your success. It's all about who you know. Thanks for watching.